The Van Winkle line of bourbons are some of the most sought after bourbons in the world. What happens when you put them in a double blind against quality craft produced bourbons that almost no one's heard of? If you want to find out, then stick around. Quick disclaimer, you might have noticed in the intro that I referred to Van Winkle Lot B as Pappy 12. And from a technical standpoint, there's no such thing as Pappy 12. The Pappy line would be Pappy Van Winkle 15, 20, and 23. Those are the ones that actually have the photo of Pappy Van Winkle on the label, which excludes old Rip Van Winkle 10-year and the Van Winkle Lot B 12-year bourbons. But colloquially, a lot of people just say Pappy 10, Pappy 12, Pappy 15, 20, 23. And so this is your disclosure. If you want to have a little bit of fun, you can run down to the comments below and see all the whiskey snobs who did not watch the video that are telling me how dumb I am for calling it Pappy 12. Now, before we get started, we have to thank our patrons. We wouldn't be able to produce this content without them. And everybody's names that are on the screen right now are contributing at the top 3 levels. And without them, you know, this wouldn't be possible. So we just want to say thank you. And if you want to hear more about how to support this channel, you should stick around until the end. So what we are going to do is we are going to give our tasters a lineup of the whiskeys that you see in front of me. They are going to be trying the Hard Truth Wheated Bourbon, Holiday Red Winter Wheat Bourbon, the Watershed Bourbon that we picked through the Patreon group, and of course the Van Winkle Lot B, and the Peerless Bourbon that I picked up when I took the patrons for a tour around Louisville. And so all of them are column still. So most craft produced whiskeys are pot still or hybrid still. And I didn't want to put any of those in there because it would be very different from the Van Winkle. And both the Holiday and the Hard Truth are also wheated bourbons, just like the Van Winkle is. So I thought those would be good ones to throw in there. I thought about putting in Iron Root and Frey Ranch single barrels, but because they're cask strength and they're also pot still whiskeys, I thought it would be a little like putting a lightweight boxer in the ring against a heavyweight champion. Even if the Van Winkle landed some blows, they'd feel so weak next to those like monster pot still cask strength whiskeys that it wouldn't even be fair. And so I left those out. So let's get ready to do this tasting. We have some special guests that are going to join us today. We have Scott and also Ryan, who are from the podcast Straight from the Barrel, and they're local friends of mine. And I thought since I had a blind, maybe they could come in and check things out. And of course, the beloved Wes Ireton is back. So without further ado, let's line up this tasting and see how things stack up. Okay, gentlemen, before you, I have a 5-flight round. Your only objective is to rate the whiskey in your order of preference.
Okay.
So nothing beyond that. You don't have to try and guess what it is, anything like that. I'm just doing a little social experiment, and I want to see how these whiskeys rank against each other. So take your time, nose the glasses, and when you're done, let me know, and we'll calculate the results.
Sounds good.
Should I go ahead and cue the cool music, Randy?
You should cue the cool music.
All right, let's go. Episode of What You Have on Your E-commerce site. I'm your host, Randy Sullivan. Let's get right to the questions. Do you have Glen toppers? Yes. Do you have t-shirts? Yes. Do you have bottle carrying bags? Yes. Do you have storage? Yes. Do you have an aroma kit? Yes. People, we have everything at bourbonrealtalk.com. This is stupid. Why do we even need a game show?
I've been a solid 9 months behind the blinds and knowing exactly what everyone's drinking, and now I feel so nervous being here.
All right, well, you guys are going to have to... It turns out I'm just a little guy compared to all these dudes.
Come on up here.
Gotta make a little space. All right. On our far left, so on this side, we're going to call that number 1.
Okay.
And then 2, 3, 4, and then on the far right, it's going to be 5.
Yep.
Okay. And so, Ryan, your number 1, how did you rank that? What number?
I had that number 1.
Number 1. Your number 2, you had it ranked 5. Number 3, you had it ranked 2. Number 4, you had it ranked 4. And number 5.
Excuse me. This was ranked. This was 5. Yeah, so this was 4. So that would be 3. I'm sorry.
3. Perfect.
Math is hard.
Yeah. You crushed it. You have a 1 through 5. Anytime we don't have 1 through 5 when we get done, we have problems. All right, Wes, far left.
That is number 4.
4.
Quattro for our Spanish speakers.
Okay. The second one.
Number 2.
2. Third.
Absolutely last place.
5th place. Number 4.
Number 1.
Number 1. And number 5.
Number 3.
Okay. Scott, far left. 4. Second one.
Number 1.
Third.
Number 5.
5. Fourth.
2.
2.
And then 3.
And 3. Okay. The whiskey on your far left was Hard Truth Wheated Bourbon.
Okay.
Ranked number 1 for Ryan, and number 4 for Wes and Scott.
I'm normally a Weeder fan.
Yeah.
But
Number 2, also a weeder.
okay.
Holiday.
All right.
6-year wheated bourbon.
Okay.
And it ranked number 5 for Ryan, so it was your least favorite. Number 2 for Wes.
Yeah, I liked it.
And number 1
Yeah, I
for
like that one a
Scott.
lot.
Okay. The third whiskey
Oh my
is
gosh.
Watershed Bourbon.
Maybe that's why I was sober while I was there.
Yeah.
It didn't hit my palate today, boys.
Yeah.
Did not do it.
So it ranked number 2 for Ryan, and 5th place for both Wes and Scott.
There was some kind of finish. I couldn't figure out what it was.
It
but
was something, and I don't know if it was
off
because
the-
I was where I was hitting after each one of those, but yeah.
It is lychee.
Okay, man, that's what it
Oh.
Okay.
is. Not a lychee fan.
The 4th whiskey was Van Winkle 12-year-old, which Ryan ranked number 4.
Okay.
Wes ranked number 1.
Did, sadly.
And Scott ranked number 2.
I'm seeing a trend here. I'm kind of counter to you
Yeah,
guys.
your palate. I mean, that's the crazy thing about
Yeah,
these is
right.
the palates.
Palate is what the palate is.
Right?
Yeah.
Palate wants what the palate wants.
And the last
I love
is
Peerless.
Peerless Bourbon. All of you ranked it number 3.
Yeah, I love Peerless. I think that's great. I don't know why. What are the proofs on these? I felt like maybe I'm just out of the game for a while, but I felt like we were
This
sipping
one's
like
100
150s.
proof. This one's 120.
Peerless 111.
This one is 129,
Yep.
90.4, and 111.
Interesting. That drank hotter than this one. The 90
Yeah.
proof.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I've been
See, I
off,
didn't think
I've been
that-
off for like 8
I didn't think
months.
that drank hot for me. That one,
Yeah,
kinda came in
everything
really
was a little
smooth, but-
high proof for me. I don't know why.
but yeah, this one that leachiness on that one.
Yeah, I
That
couldn't.
kinda-
I couldn't figure out
It
the
gave me
taste.
something different. Than I was like, that one just kind of
Yeah.
threw me off. I just pulled that out of there.
I mean, I do enjoy the folks at Watershed, so it's no disrespect to you folks. You guys
No.
are, you guys
It's
are
just not in
phenomenal.
my palate.
That particular pour for me was not in the preference today.
I love Hawaii, and you can find those
But
fruits
this
over there,
this
so
Oh, really?
the
I think
holiday,
that's my thing.
Yeah.
that one there, I have enjoyed that one before, and that is one of my favorites.
That was a cool blind.
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Well, that was an interesting blind. To be quite honest, it's not how I thought that it was going to turn out. So maybe, just maybe, there's a very good reason that Van Winkle has all the hype that it does. When you look at the results, Van Winkle came in first place and second place. And then for one individual, it was fourth place, which is significant when you think about this lineup here. These are all relatively smaller craft distilleries, and they were able to hold their own against a Van Winkle. But the Van Winkle still would, I would have to say, it did come in first place on average with the scores that we have. And so, you know, for those of you that are saying that Van Winkle's just overhyped, you know, this goes to show that it actually does taste good, and there's a good reason why it became popular. So, as always, we are going to be giving away some whiskey. In this instance, we are going to give away 3 blind sample packs of everything that we tasted here so that you can do this experiment at home. So you're going to get a Van Winkle Lot B 12 year. You are going to get a Watershed, which is a single barrel pick that we selected for the Patreon group. You're going to get a Holiday, which is a barrel proof wheated bourbon, a Peerless bourbon, and the Hard Truth wheated bourbon that is a bottled in bond. And all you have to do to enter to win that free giveaway is to like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, fill out the web form underneath the video player. In the description, there's a link, you click on it. We will run a randomizer, post the results publicly for accountability, and then we'll reach out to the winners and we will ship you your samples absolutely for free. And if you want to support this channel, we have 3 different ways. The first would be to join Patreon. We've got Patreon levels that will fit into any budget, and got a lot of great benefits too. So we have bonus content, special offers, distillery takeovers, barrel picks, in-person meetups, monthly virtual bottle shares, discounts on merchandise, and you get the satisfaction of knowing that you support the channel and its overall mission. The other thing you can do is you could purchase merchandise from bourbonrealtalk.com. We have all merchandise that's been designed by whiskey people for whiskey people. So if you go over there, you're going to find something you feel like you can't live without. And last but not least, this channel has always been subsidized by my day job, which is as a residential real estate agent, and I operate in the Dallas and Houston metro areas. So if you're looking for a real estate agent in either of those markets, I'd love to interview for the job. And I will warn you, if we close the deal together, I do give epic bottles as closing gifts. And if this is your first time tuning into the channel, I'd like to thank you for the view and let you know why we do what we do. We are all about using whiskey to bring people together. And that became something important to me when I lost a loved one to suicide, who had lost a lot of the social connections in this world that keep us binded. And I found that whiskey has a tendency to bring people together, sometimes even people who would normally not interact with each other because they have different ideological views. And I figure if whiskey's that powerful, maybe I can use it and get you connected to whiskey so that whiskey will do the rest of the job and get you connected to others. And so we wanted to have a platform for people to interact with each other. And when we looked at a lot of the platforms out there, we saw some negativity that we thought was bad for connection. So we ended up forming our own platform called Bourbon Real Talk Community, which is a free Facebook-based whiskey enthusiast community that you can go join right now. Lots of great things going on in there. A lot of sharing, a lot of people connecting, local meetups, coordinating fundraiser events, all kinds of great things. The other thing that we learned by looking at that negativity online is that if someone can hate you that doesn't even know you online, there's nothing that keeps us from loving you online. And that's why we end every episode the same way, and that's this. If you woke up this morning and you're unsure whether or not anyone loved you, just know that I love you, and I'll see you next time on Bourbon Real Talk.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm testing my new whiskey glass that I had designed.
Why?
Well, there's a company out there that's a real Carin, and she threatened to sue us.
Really? You
Yeah.
don't say.
Yeah, so we had been producing some traditional tulip-shaped whiskey glasses.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
We never used the name,
Right. Of course.
but they claimed to own the shape of the glass. And since I'm just a little guy, I couldn't fight.
Right.
But do you know what that motivated us to do, Wes?
What?
To go out and design a glass that was actually made for high-proof American spirits. So the company that had the problem with us, their glass was originally designed for low-proof Scotch whiskey.
Oh, okay.
80, 86 proof, that type of thing. And you know what I had noticed? Every time I would nose a really high-proof, high-quality spirit in the United States out of this glass, all I got was ethanol burn.
Yeah, a little burn there. I felt that.
And so we went out and we designed this glass that's actually designed for those higher proof spirits. And I'm so confident in this glass that if anybody were to go to our website and buy one, I'm offering a money back guarantee.
Wow.
If you get that glass to your house and you find yourself one of these traditional tulip-shaped glasses and you nose a high-proof spirit side by side and you can't tell the difference, I will gladly give you your money back.
So what you're saying is they can really stick it to the Carin and support the little guy by going to bourbonrealtalk.com and ordering one of these with absolutely no risk. They could get their money back if they don't prefer it nosing it to the other.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And if you love small business and you like sticking it to Carin's, that's the way to go.
Stick it to Carin. bourbonrealtalk.com.
Cheers.